Really, as you breathe in, take a deep breath in and let the breath move down into your system. So you're just kind of scanning your body with your breath. A little sigh as you let go of anything that you can let go of, as you breathe in and really invite that energy of life force to move into your system, to invigorate and enliven. And then as you exhale, just detoxifying, releasing tension, tightness, concerns, or worries. Big sigh out. Beautiful. And then stretch your jaws out. So invite your jaws to loosen up by stretching the mouth wide open. Stick your tongue out. Squinch your face up really tight together so you're feeling every muscle in your face, and move it in a circle around the outside of your face. Try to touch every muscle in your face in one direction, and then do the same in the other direction. Ooh, yeah, feel it. And then stretch your jaws again. Raspberry your lips if you can. And then just caress your face. Just saying, hello, here you are. I love you, present. Kind of really appreciating that you made the space and the time to gift yourself some special attention, and just give yourself some special loving attention right this minute. And then press your fingers into your skull. Move the scalp around. See if you can really invite your head, your mind, your brain just to relax and release any tightness, any concerns. I'm going to tell you what to do so you don't have to think about anything. You don't have to plan anything. You don't have to figure anything out. Just kind of relax and let yourself kind of float on my directions. Take your two-piece fingers and rub on either side of your ears, just inviting your jaws and your ears and your sides of your head to relax. Massage the ears. You have all these reflexology points in your ears and your hands and your feet. You can stimulate all different parts of your body when you rub your ears and your hands and your feet. And then take right at the bottom underneath of your earlobe where your jaw turns, right under there is a kind of typically a tender spot. So just rub right up underneath of your earlobe, find the tender spot, and just give it a little gentle permission to relax and release. And cross fiber the big muscles that go from your cheekbones down to your jaw. So you're rubbing kind of hard between your earlobe and the corners of your lips. Cross fibering those muscles and inviting the jaw muscles to soften and release and relax. And if it's tight, that means that this is good for you and you can invite even more relaxation. And gently rub the neck. Just imagine inviting all the lymph nodes to just soften and release and relax and come down into where the clavicle comes together. It's another cluster of lymph nodes. So we're stimulating the lymph to boost the immune system. And take your hand and squeeze the back of your neck. So just squeeze the muscles away from the spine. Yeah, and take the other hand and the same thing. Squeeze the muscles. Keep taking some deep breaths in, relaxing more, and then massage your shoulders. Let go of whatever it is you think you're responsible for the next hour. Just let it go. Remind your body you have these pathways for release down the arms and out the hands so that you can let any tension wash away. And then just very gently soften your right ear towards your right shoulder as if your shoulder's whispering sweet nothings to your ear, and look up at the ceiling. So your gaze is up at the ceiling, your right ear is softening towards your shoulder, This is a vagus nerve release. When our vagus nerve gets tight, like when the muscles around the vagus nerve gets tight, it puts us into fight, flight, or freeze because it stimulates our sympathetic nervous system. So we're inviting everything to relax and to loosen, just softening the whole body with the ear towards the shoulder, and that gaze is up at the ceiling until you swallow or yawn or sigh, or it's been 60 seconds. And then draw your head back to center and just notice if you notice anything different. Has anything changed or shifted in any way in your head, in your heart, in your neck? Just notice. And then let your left ear soften down towards your left shoulder as your gaze is up at the ceiling. And again, just soften everything, relax the shoulders and the head, and just imagine that your shoulders whispering to your ear and your ear's like, oh, what did you say, honey? So you're just softening your ear down towards your shoulder and the gaze is up at the ceiling. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. You might just open those channels down the arms to release any tension all the way down the arms and out the fingers. And we just hold here till we swallow or yawn or sigh, or it's been 60 seconds. And then come back to center. Again, just take a brief moment to scan your head, neck, shoulders, body, and see if you feel anything different. And if you feel that opening of the sympathetic nervous system calming down, just remember that that's a 2-minute exercise that you can do anytime you feel stressed. So anytime you feel like you're going into fight, flight, or freeze, you can just do this and it can open things up for you. Don't forget, we're going to come to our feet and wiggle our fingers and our toes. So we're inviting the synovial fluid to move out, to lubricate and protect the joints before our practice by moving the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles, moving the fingers and the toes, the wrists, the ankles, the elbows, and the knees. You can keep your feet on the ground if that feels better to you. You can still move all your joints. So moving the fingers, the toes, wrists and ankles, knees and elbows, shoulders and hips. So really just sort of giving yourself permission to explore all the joints in the body. And remember, we have this stack of joints that's our spine that folds forward and backwards and side to side, and in a beautiful slithery snaky circle. So if you were to get out of your head and drop down into your body and just let your body move how it wants to right now, spirally soft fluid movements, the body will readjust itself if you get out of the way and just give it some beautiful fluid movements in whatever way feels good to you tonight. So explore with the breath, with soft, spiraling, curious movements to see what it is that will assist and support your body. Preparing for our practice. And then just a gentle shake of your head, so you're just jiggling your head as if you're clearing the cobwebs or plumping up the pillows of the brain and saying, thank you, brain. Thank you for working so well, so much of the time. And let that jiggle move down into the neck and the shoulders. Again, opening up the channels. We have these built-in channels for release, down the arms, out the fingers. Just letting energy wash like waterfalls down to release anything out of the head, the neck, the shoulders, the upper chest, the upper back. Let the heart and the lungs have a little jiggle. Just Thank you. Loving your heart. Love that heart. Love your lungs. Give them some good deep breaths in. Big sighs out. And then let that jiggle move down into the organs and your torso. So you're kind of saying hey to all the miraculous organs that keep us alive, that are functioning all the time without us even thinking about it. Giving them some good breath and a little jiggle and sort of just saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And then let that move down into the hips. So really do whatever feels good to your hips. Wriggle, jiggle, giggle, flip, flop, flap, whatever. And then make a little sound if that works for you. And let that wash down your legs and out your toes. Beautiful. And we'll do a whole body shake. So just really let it loose, kind of giving permission for everything. You can shake anything and everything out of your system. Might have been stuck for who knows how long, and just let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Shake it out. Call in what you want to call in, health and happiness with a big breath in. Let go of anything that interferes. Call in peace and passion and purpose. Let go of anything that interferes with that and call in love and light and healing. Grab a blanket or a block or a chair or a pillow, whatever works for you, to sit on so that your spine is floating effortlessly up, so that you're not kind of having to pull forwards or backwards to get comfortable. So drop the weight of your body down to land on the mat here and now, in this moment, in this place, in this group where you belong, where you're connected. Let go of the 101 of 1,001 things that can pull you away from yourself. Soften the weight of your body down onto the floor. Allow yourself to be held and supported by this big, beautiful planet. Provides what we need, connects us to what we love. Draw your attention to your sits bones and root the sits bones down like you're growing tendrils of roots down. And as you root the sits bones down, notice that the spine wants to lift up and unfurl to open the heart, broaden the collarbones, and draw the shoulder blades together and down behind to hug the spine. And you should feel a really stable, strong seat with the spine erect. And then just let your head roll around on top of your shoulders, releasing even more tension and tightness out of the head, neck, and shoulders. Again, you can check your jaws and open the jaws up and relax the jaws as well. And balance the head on the top of the shoulders. Lift the crown up and open to heaven, to mystery, to spirit, to whatever it is that you call on for inspiration. Rooting the sits bones down into the earth and lifting the crown up. Create space in the torso for all of your organs, your heart, and your lungs. For a moment, just notice your breath without changing anything. Just observe how your body breathes itself naturally. And appreciate that. So we're just going to witness our natural breathing for a moment. And we're going to move into even breathing. So let the breath deepen and widen, and count your inhale. And however long it takes you to count, it can be 5, 10, or 20, it doesn't matter. Just count the same number on the exhale so that you'll inhale and your exhale the same length of time. You can use the Ujjayi breath, which is breathing in and out through the nose and hearing the sound of the breath on the back of the throat. And we're going to do some Kapalabhati or skull shining breath. So you're breathing in and out through the nostrils and really feeling the diaphragm expanding when you inhale and contracting when you exhale. We're going to do 3 rounds of 30 breaths each round with a breath in and out in between. So take a breath in. And take a breath in. Excuse me. And out. And a breath in again for round 2. And take a breath in and out. And in for round 3. And just let your breath come back to normal. Just experience how your body receives the pranayama. Hi, Lee. Nice to see you. I'm going to mute you so that we're not listening to you. Can you hear me okay? Okay, great. We're going to just come into easy pose. So bringing the hands to the ankles, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up, inhale forward, and exhale back. So you can do it at your own pace, but just remember you're lifting the heart up, drawing the rib cage forward, inhaling your spine into a convex direction, and then exhaling in a concave direction. So using your breath, you can go at whatever pace you want to go at. And then we'll go in a circle. So same thing, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up, draw the rib cage forward on the inhale, and on your exhale, exhaling completely back in a circle, inhaling forward. Notice which direction you're going in and reverse direction. Come to center. Just experience how your body feels. Extend your arms out to the sides. Inhale, hands overhead. Palms touch and bring your hands to your heart. Set an intention for your practice. Do something for yourself. Or remember to breathe, to be compassionate and tenderly tend yourself. Whatever it is you need this evening. And we'll set an intention for all of those who are in pain or struggling or scared or in the strife of these times, that we can somehow, our practice can relieve suffering for all. And we'll seal all of those intentions with 3 Oms. Breath in. Feel the resonance in your body, the resonance in your room, just continuing to bring yourself back home to yourself and paying attention to whatever shifts happen throughout the practice. I'm going to come to cow-cat. So bringing the wrists underneath of the shoulders, the knees underneath of the hips. Inhaling the head and the tail up, drawing the chest forward, and exhale the head and the tail down, pressing the mid-back as high to the sky as you can. So make this yours. Continue to really use the breath and explore how it is that your body wants to do cow-cat. If you want, you can add to lifting up the 1 foot at a time and drawing the knee to the nose if that feels good to your body. Or just continue with cow-cat. And we'll switch knees if you're using your knee. And bring the knees down and tuck the toes under, lift up into downward facing dog and pedal the feet, stretching the backs of the legs. Lift the hips high and let your spine hang from your hips and let your head hang from your spine. So nod the head, yes and no. Really let any tension just release right out of the head and breathe. On your exhale, step to the front of the mat and inhale, half lift. Hands can be on the shins, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up, tip the tailbone up. Our goal is to have the back be flat. You can also have the fingertips touching the ground. So inhale here. Exhale forward then, and just again, let the head nod, yes and no, letting any tension go out of the head, neck, shoulders, spine. Soften the back sheath of the body to soften the calves and the hamstrings, and thus let the body hang here. Inhale the arms out to the sides into a little bit of a back bend overhead. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands and step back for either downward facing dog, plank, or you can do a chaturanga. There's 3 choices: knees and chest down, lower the whole body down, or lower the body down to the elbows. And then inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up into up dog. And exhale back into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet, lift the hips, melt the heart, spread the fingers, let go of the head. And breathe. On your exhale, you can step or float to the front of the mat and inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale the arms out to the sides, slight back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Step or float back for either down dog, plank, or your form of chaturanga. On your exhale, step or float to the front of the mat and inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. We're going to drop our hips down to chair pose and lift the upper torso up. So tucking the tailbone down, dropping the hips as far to the, down into chair as possible, and then just lift the upper torso up. Use the breath to release any resistance in the body, to relax the neck. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Step or float back for either down dog, plank, or chaturanga. On your exhale, step or float to the front of the mat and inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. And inhale the arms overhead. You're going to open the arms wide. Drop the hips down into chair again. Keep the upper torso lifted up. Bring the hands to the heart. And then tuck your left elbow over your right knee to pray. It's a prayer to the side pose. So you're dropping your hips down, your left elbow is tucked over your right knee, and you're looking to the right and breathing. And inhale, hands to prayer in front. And tuck the right elbow over your left knee. Prayer to the other side. Dropping the hips down and breathing. Prayer to center again. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Step or float back for either down dog, plank, or chaturanga.
Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Reach it way up. Bring the knee to the nose and then float that right foot forward for lunge. So you want to have your knee right above your ankle. Your left thigh is straight and strong, and the left heel is pulling towards the back of the room. Roll the shoulders back and lift the heart up to look forward. If this is challenging, you can always put your hands on a blanket or a block or something to support your hands if that was helpful. Soften the hips down, but keep that left leg super straight and strong. So you don't want to collapse the leg. Keep it straight and breathe. Inhale, keep the legs where they are and lift the torso and the arms up and breathe here. Now we're going to do the same thing. Bring the hands to the heart and tuck the left elbow over the right knee for prayer to the side. So you're turning your upper torso to the right. And breathe here. Bring the hands back down to the mat and soften that left knee down to the floor. Soften the hips forward, so you're dropping your hips down and forward. Should feel like a really good stretch for your groin area. You can stay here. For probably most of you, that would be a good idea, is just to stay here and feel that stretch in the groin. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up. And for some of you, you might want to lift the arms up. Keep dropping the hips down and forward and breathing. Bring the hands back down to the mat and step back into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out. If you choose, you can do a chaturanga, flow through, or just stay in down dog. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Reach the toes high, high up. Bring your knee to your nose. Lift your whole torso up to step that left foot forward into lunge. Bring the knee directly over the ankle. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart up. Soften the hips down, but keep that right leg straight and strong with the heel pulling towards the back of the room. And breathe here. And keep the lower torso where it is, and inhale the upper torso, or the legs where they are, the upper torso lifts up, arms up, softening the hips down, the back right leg is straight and strong. And breathe. Bring the hands to the heart and tuck the right elbow over the left knee. Again, this is prayer to the side. The torso's twisting, looking towards the left. That back right leg is straight and strong. However you can get into any part of this is great. Bring the hands down to the mat and soften the right knee down and the hips forward. So again, really sort of drop the hips down so you feel a very good stretch in the groin. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up. You can stay here if you feel enough of a stretch, that's great. Or you can lift the arms up, keeping the hips dropping down and forward. And breathe. Bring the hands back down to the mat and step back into either downward facing dog, plank, or chaturanga. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. Reach it way up and drop that right heel down. So you're pressing your right knee up to the ceiling. You can stay here. Or if you want to do wild thing, only do wild thing if you know how to do it. Which is to drop the right foot behind you into a back bend. I'm not going to model that because I don't want you to try it if you don't know how to do it. And breathe. And flip your dog back up if you're doing wild thing and bring the right foot back down to the mat and pedal the feet out. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. So drop that left heel down. Press the left knee up to the sky. If you want, you can do wild thing. Otherwise, just keep breathing, lifting the knee up, opening the hips up. Flip your dog back up, extend the left leg high to the sky and back down to pedal the feet. If you choose, you can stay in down dog, plank, or chaturanga. And then step to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale the arms out to the sides. Slide back bend. And bring your hands to your heart. Just feel how your body feels. Notice the heart beating, the blood flowing. Breathing. Open up into mountain pose, so your feet are hip width apart. Lift all 10 toes up and spread them wide. Set them down on the floor, spread wide. Feel the weight in the heels. Feel the weight in the balls of the feet. Feel the weight in the outsides of the feet and the insides. And just really anchor your weight, your energy down into the earth. Really feel that connection deep into the earth that supports and nourishes you. And then feel that earth energy really lifting you up and open the crown so that you're opening up to heaven. And just imagine you have this central channel going up and down from heaven and earth. So you're
totally energetically supported. You are a conduit between heaven and earth, feeling that energy of strength and power and centeredness. Set your gaze on an unmoving object in front of you and pour the weight into the right leg. You have a choice here. You can just lift that left knee up. You can always hold on to the wall or a chair. That's fine. Or you can extend the left into Padagustasana. So grab the big toe in a Yogi Toe Lock and extend that left leg out. Your hands, either way, can be out down to the sides. They can be overhead or on the hip. And breathe. If you have your knee up, you can cross the right hand over the knee and turn to the side. If you have your toe in Yogi Toe Lock, you can extend the leg out to the side. Just keep your keep your gaze on an unmoving object to keep your balance, or the wall. Bring the leg back to the front, extend the toes out and hold here. And let the foot down and shake it out. Woohoo! It's a good one, huh? Working you hard. So as always, only do what you can do. That's great. If you need to hold on to something, if you need to modify, that's just fine. So step back into mountain pose. Boom. Like really just imagine you can connect to the earth, root down, feel your centeredness, your power, your connection, and then lifting the crown up to heaven so that you have this central channel of energy supporting your balance. Really take the time to feel that. And then set your gaze on an unmoving object in front of you or the weight into the left leg. You can either lift the right knee up, it's fine to hold on to something, you're still balancing, that's great. Or you can reach for the big toes and Yogi Toe Lock, either have the hands on the hip, down to the side or overhead. If you have your knee forward, you can bring the left hand over the right knee to twist the body. If your big toes in Yogi Toe Lock, you can extend the leg out to the right. Bring the leg out to the front, lift the toes up, and hold here. And lower down and shake it out. Step back into mountain pose. Feel the energy of the body of really exerting yourself. Inhale the arms overhead, slight back bend,
Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. This time we're going to just drop the hips down, and you have some choices here. You can just literally move the hips around. You can come into a squat if that feels good to you, or you can come into a balancing pose on your hands, bringing the knees up to the shins or the armpits and tipping forward into crow. Come back down. And come to your seat. You're going to spread the legs wide for wide angle pose. So bringing the feet as far apart as feels good. Bring the hands behind the hips and slide the hips forward just a little bit to feel even more of a stretch in the groin and the thighs. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart up. Feel that stretch and breathe. We're going to turn towards the right leg. Take a breath in. On your exhale, fold over the right leg, reaching for the right foot, and exhale completely. Inhale up, turn towards the left leg, and exhale over the left leg. So make this feel good. Inhale up and exhale down on each side, really using the breath, really feeling into the stretch. Come back to center. Just feel how, if it feels a little different, if things have loosened up a little bit. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up. And I want you to tip the tailbone forward so that you can keep your back straight, but you're folding forward. So the hands might just drop right down in front, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up, and tip the tailbone forward. Everybody's going to be able to fold a different length. So you just want to feel that stretch in the inner thighs. Roll the shoulders back, inhale the spine long and tall forward. And then on your exhale, keeping the shoulders rolled back and the heart lifted up so the back is straight. You can just fold the belly towards the floor a little tiny bit more. On your exhale, fold as far forward as it feels good to you. Walk the hands back. Bring your hands underneath of your knees to cup the knees and lift the knees up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Soften the knees to either side in Baddha Konasana. Again, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up. And drop the right knee down. So just see if you can lower the right knee down a little bit and keep it lower down. And then lower the left knee down. See if you can lower both knees down, keep the shoulders rolled back and the heart lifted up. Keep breathing, softening into the pose. We're going to take our big toes in Yogi Toe Lock, and you can lift. So you can do a number of different things. You can bring, I don't know if this is going to be easier to show you sideways. You can just lift the feet up right here, or you can lift them up higher, or you can extend them long
So you want to roll the shoulders back and lift the heart up and breathe. And release down. You're gonna slowly, slowly, slowly lower to our backs. So just ever so slowly, one vertebra at a time, lowering back, engaging core strength in your belly to lower down. And bring your hands under your hips and lift your legs up. Going to lower the right leg down 2 feet at a time for 5, 4, 3, 2. Your right foot is hovering just above the floor. We're going to lower the left leg down for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you can either leave your legs hovering or you can drop your feet down for a second and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Then we're going to lift the right leg up for 2, 3, 4, 5, and lift the left leg up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw the knees into the chest and hug. Bring the hands under the hips again. We're going to do the same thing, this time with both legs at the same time, lowering down for 5, 4, 3, 2. You can either put your feet down on the floor or you can hover here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll slowly lift the legs up again for 2, 3, 4, 5, and draw the knees into the chest. We're going to do one more core strengthener. Extend the legs up, clasp the hands behind the back, lift the head, neck, shoulders, chest up as high as you can, and then you're going to move nothing except your belly. So you're just pulling your belly down towards your spine for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the knees into the chest. You're gonna bring the feet to the mat and draw the elbows underneath of your back. You can either leave the legs up and drop the head down, or you can extend the legs long, really try to bring the elbows as close together behind as you can, and open the chest up by dropping the head down. Coming out of that pose, we'll come back to our backs. Draw the heels to the hips. I'm going to do some pelvic tilts. So just rocking the pelvis back and forward. This is really good for the lower back.
And then bring the fingertips to the backs of the heels for bridges. Take a breath in. Press the heels into the floor, lift the hips high. Shimmy the shoulders underneath, let the palms face up. And press the heels into the floor to lift the hips high. Breathe. On your exhale, lift up a little higher and then roll the spine one vertebra at a time down to the lower back is on the mat. Lean the knees against each other and the heels come apart. Palms face up to relax completely. Bring the heels back to the hips. Fingertips trace the backs of the heels. Take a breath in. Press the heels down into the floor as you lift the hips high. Shimmy the shoulders underneath and draw the palms together to clasp the hands behind the back. Draw the clasped hands down towards the mat and press the heels into the floor to lift the hips high and breathe. On your exhale, lift up a little higher, release the hands, and roll the spine down one vertebra at a time to the lower back is on the mat. Knees lean against each other, heels come apart, palms face up to relax completely. We're going to do a supported bridge. So if you have a blanket or a block or a pillow, you can also use your hands. So drawing the heels back to the hips. Take a breath in. Fingertips brace the backs of the heels. Press the heels into the floor. Lift the hips high. And bring either a blanket, a block, a pillow to support under the hips for a supported bridge. Or you can bring your hands under your hips. Or if it is in your practice to do full wheel, you're welcome to do that. And breathe. On your exhale, lift up a little higher, roll the spine down to the lower back is on the mat. Draw the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop to either side. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly to relax completely. Soften the hips, soften the thighs, relax the groin, relax the jaws. Reach between the knees for happy baby. You can hold on to the knees, the shins, the ankles, or the outsides of the feet. Just discover something new about your happy baby tonight. So just be curious. Find some way to delight in something new. And then contemplate what kind of an inversion will serve you best this evening. So you can bring your hips to the wall for legs up the wall and just rest your legs on the wall. That's a great option. Or you can do the same thing, bringing either a blanket, a block, or a pillow under your hips for Viparita Karani and floating the legs straight up. If it is in your practice to do a shoulder stand, headstand, a handstand, a forearm stand, and you're safe in your space to do that, then you can go ahead and do that. Our inversions let us practice being upside down so that when the world pulls the rug out from under us and we go flying upside down, we can be a little bit more comfortable or familiar with being upside down. If you're in headstand, you can come down into child's pose. If you're in shoulder stand, you can bring your feet over your head into plow. If you're in Vikariti Karani, you can bring your feet down to the floor and remove the block or the blanket or whatever is under your hips. And we'll all make our way back to our backs. Draw your knees up to your chest and rock side to side. Give yourself a massage just by letting the weight of your body give you a compression massage. Big muscles on either side of your spine. And tuck your knees tight up to your chest and roll to the left. Let your knees drop down onto the floor. Rest your left hand on your right knee and extend the right arm out to the right. If your arm does not reach down to the floor, you can just bring a blanket or a block or a pillow so that it's not hanging there. And just soften into the twist. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, just imagine you're washing waterfalls of release down your arms and down your legs, out your fingers and your toes. Just washing away anything that might have gotten stirred up from the practice. Your gaze is out towards your right hand, melting the shoulder blade down to the floor. Open the chest, soften everything, soften the jaws, let go of the knees and the hips and the arms and the legs. Take a deep breath in. Big sigh out, dropping even deeper into the twist. And draw the knees back to center. Extend your arms and your legs along the floor for a full body stretch. Stretch one side of the body and stretch the other side. Draw the knees up to the chest and give yourself a little massage just by rocking side to side. And tuck the knees tight up to the chest and roll to the right. Rest your right hand on your left knee and extend the left arm out to the left. Again, if you need to prop with a blanket or a pillow or something, go right ahead. That's great. You want to soften, relax, melt the shoulder blade down onto the floor. Take a deep breath in. And just like waterfalls of release, washing down your arms, down your legs, out your fingers and your toes. And just let go of any holding, any tightness. Just let go. Let the pose do the work. Let the breath ring out the practice. Draw the knees back to center. Extend the arms and the legs for a full body stretch. Take a deep breath in. Then stretch as much as you can, fingers to toes. Stretch, 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 stretch. And on your exhale, open up into Shavasana. Let the feet be at least the width of the mat apart, and the elbows be at least the width of the mat apart. Soften the forehead, shut the eyes, relax the jaws, melt the spine down onto the floor, and let go of everything. Shavasana is the final pose of surrender where the body can integrate the practice. And the whole goal is to completely, totally let go.
Take a breath in and a breath out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes and gently turn your head from side to side. Roll over onto your side and draw your knees up to your chest. Give yourself a hug, a squeeze, an affirmation, some form of affection that you can truly give and receive with yourself. Drink that in and appreciate all that it takes to make the space and time to gift your mind, body, and spirit with this practice. And give yourself another hug, squeeze, press up to a seated position, and we'll sit together for just a brief moment. So gather a blanket or a block or whatever you need to sit on to allow your spine to float effortlessly up. Find a comfortable seat. Allow yourself to be held and supported from below. Roll the shoulders back and down to hug the spine, opening the heart, and lift the crown up and open. Gift yourself with just a very brief moment of stillness, of doing nothing, of just being fully present with what is. We'll extend the arms out to the sides. Inhale the hands overhead. Palms touch and bring the hands to the heart. We'll chant Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Breath in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And calling on the teacher within, that divine light that is our essence, that is the thing that makes us the unique and precious children of the universe that we each are. May we shine our lights. May we see the lights shining in each other, and may we brighten the lights of all. Take your heart and your hands, bring your hands to your third eye, where we acknowledge that divine light of love in ourselves and in each other with Namaste. Namaste, my friends.
Namaste.